Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today's video is going to be about how I increase my milk supply naturally. Now, I just had a baby about 3 weeks ago. It was really hard for me in the beginning because in the beginning I wasn't really producing enough for my daughter to be able to eat off of. I was only producing, I would say, I'm talking about milliliters, like less than what she needed, to the point where the doctors, they wanted me to supplement with formula. And I did that with my son. Like, I gave in with my son because he just wasn't latching the first time 2 years ago when I had him. He wasn't latching, so I completely like gave up on breastfeeding. I did not want to breastfeed anymore. I was like, you know what, this is too difficult, forget it, I'm not even gonna go through with it. So I just took the easy route and I gave him formula. And there's nothing wrong with feeding your baby formula. I'm all for it as long as you're feeding your child formula or breast milk, whatever, as long as you're making sure that your son or daughter gets the proper nutrients for their body. I'm all for it. But this time when I had my daughter, I really wanted to go through breastfeeding, and it was very difficult for me in the beginning because, like I said before, she wasn't getting enough breast milk from me because my milk didn't come in and I wasn't really producing a lot. But I saw a lactation counselor in the hospital, and just for references for any moms out there that, or any new coming moms that is about to have their first baby or their second baby, at the hospital they do provide counselors that are able to come see you, like these lactation counselors. They come in your room and they show you the proper technique on how to teach your baby how to latch on so you don't develop any problems with your boobs like mastitis. And for those who don't know, or those who are curious about what mastitis is when your milk ducts, they get clogged, and when they get clogged, they start to hurt really, really, really bad, and you have to get that milk out somehow. And so yeah, they do have those counselors at the hospital to help you if you need help on having and teaching your baby how to latch so you don't develop like any breast problems later on down the line. And I did have that counselor come to my room. She spoke to me, we talked. I actually joined a breastfeeding group on Facebook called Breastfeeding Moms. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get into the video, and I'll just talk about a little bit about what I did in order to increase my breast milk supply. So my milk probably came in about 3 days after I gave birth. So when I left the hospital and I got home, I was only producing about 50 milliliters, and that was like for a whole week. I was only producing 50 milliliters, and at that point I did have to go ahead and I did have to supplement. Like, I really didn't want to, but I supplemented for like around 2 days. After 2 days, I was like, you know what? I want my baby to be completely breastfed. I do not want to supplement with formula. So what I did was, step one, like, you have to drink water. Breast milk is like mostly water. So it's like when you're giving your baby your milk, you're giving away that water and your body's losing water, so you have to continue to drink water. I would say I drink about 5 to 6 glasses of water a day. So yeah, they say you're supposed to drink like 8 to 12 glasses of water. I only drink like 5 to 6 glasses of water a day. And when I drink water, I'm telling you ladies, I am telling you, I'm like a river of milk. Like, my milk is just flowing, like it is flowing. Okay, you seen a river flow? It's flowing. So drink water. Drink water. That's like my number one tip. Water really does a lot for you. And just like a side note too, like, my face was really breaking out when I was pregnant with my daughter, and I mean, yeah, you guys can see it a little bit here, but I've been drinking so much water, and just drinking that water has cleared up my skin, has really cleared up my skin. Like, my skin looks really, really good. And I can make a video on how I cleared up my skin later on. You guys just put in the comments any type of videos that you want me to make, any questions that you guys have. I'll be more than glad to answer it. So yeah, number one, drink water. Number two, I pump. I, in the beginning, I was pumping every 2 to 3 hours I was pumping, and I also was latching my daughter on, and she was feeding from both sides. Like whenever she was hungry, I would latch her. I always latch my daughter. I pump in the middle of the night. I just always had that suction going, because even though like in the beginning sometimes no milk would be coming out, but if you really stimulate your breasts, if you stimulate them, it will tell your body, it'll continue to tell your body like, hey, I need you to produce more milk. I want my body to produce more milk, and so I could feed my baby. So your body would pick up these signals, and they would read this, and your body will start producing more milk. I am telling you, ladies. And you could use one of the hand pumps from Walmart. One of the pumps that I use is the Madela pump, and it's really good when it comes to let down and suctioning and getting that milk out for me. Also, another thing, ladies, the flanges that they use for the breast that you use to put on your breast, you have to make sure that those are the right sizes, because if it's too small, you're not going to be able to produce enough milk, and it's not going to take out how much milk that it's supposed to take out. So you have to make sure that you measure that. And what I use is I use a 24 you know what, let me just go get it so I can show you guys what I'm talking about, so you guys are not like, what is she talking about? Hold on 2 seconds. I'm talking about this is what I'm talking about here. So you have to make sure that this is the right size. It could be too small, and it also could be too big. They have the sizes at Walmart. Like if you have large boobs like I have large boobs, I would use this 24 millimeter one. This 24 milliliters, like it says it like right there. I don't know if you guys can see it. I feel like I'm doing too much, but yeah, see there. So it says 24 millimeters. That's the one that I use, and it works perfectly for me. So you just have to make sure that that is the right size. So I mean, that's pretty much what I did in order to increase my milk supply, and my milk supply increased literally within like 1 week. They also have mother's milk tea that you can drink. I personally never drank it myself, but I did have a cousin who drank it, and she said that it really worked for her. The lactation cookies, they really worked for her as well as the milk. You just have to be careful to make sure that you don't overproduce, because if you overproduce, that could also cause you to get mastitis and also to have problems along the way if you do overproduce. But again, ladies, remember, you just drink water. Like that's the number one thing, is drinking that water. Like you have to stay hydrated. If you don't do anything else, stay hydrated. I'm telling you, your body will produce that milk if you continue to stay hydrated. Continue to latch your baby on. If you do latch, continue to latch. If you just exclusively pump and you just want to pump and feed from the bottle, just continue to do those pumping sessions. Pump. And some people say, oh, you should pump for 15 minutes. No, why limit yourself? I'm not saying pump for 2 hours, but pump until you don't see any more milk coming out, because sometimes I'll pump for 15 minutes, and in the beginning I was only pumping 50 milliliters. Now 50 milliliters every time I pump. Now every time I pump, honestly, like I pump over 200 milliliters. It's like a little bit over 5 ounces, each in the morning. When my first milk of the day, when I do pump, combined from both boobs in the morning, I pump around, say like around 13 to 14 ounces in the morning, and that's more than enough milk for my daughter. So again, ladies, yeah, I mean, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to comment below. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. I'm so happy to help you guys. If you guys have any more questions, again, don't forget. Bye. Thanks for tuning in.